Welcome everyone to another episode of Price Targets with your host Bitcoin Jack. It's Wednesday and I'm not really sure what's going on with Bitcoin. We had the not unexpected retrace into the red level here. We're going to be diving in. Going to be looking at ETH too. ETH has been, just not doing much. I want to have your attention first for ECOS. They're the sponsor of this series, and they've been so for around 20 episodes. So that's quite an accomplishment, I think. Thank you, ECOS, for sponsoring. Please, if you like this series, you can support it by signing up to ECOS with the description in the link below, and you can also see it in the watermark. And ECOS is launching EQ, which is a new token of the platform this month, I believe. So make sure you check them out. And well, thank you again, ECOS. Let's dive in. Bitcoin retraced into the level we had, the 54, 55 level, and it's looking tricky. I'm not too confident. I would have hoped for if we did that for quite a bit of a quicker reclaim back to towards the range high. If this is a deviation, we're forming a range. So I think in that scenario, price, is kind of invited to come at least test the range mid-level, and the range mid-level kind of collides with this little 12-hour block that we have here for the breakout of this reaccumulation pattern, and it would be a retest of this, inverse head and shoulders or whatever you want to call it. Do I think we go there? I have no clue right now. I've been bidding here. I had a bunch of stops that got triggered here from positions I've been taking on this particular range, and this can go anyway. In my opinion, it's a good time to, make sure you have a plan to get out of Bitcoin. And personally, once we get above here, we're bullish, in my opinion. This is the range level that we talked about, $61,250. We've been talking about it for I don't know how many months. If we go above there, that opens up price to go into the next range. We've discussed this before, so if you really want to find out what I mean by that, you can go into the previous videos and rewatch them, find what I think. I think most of what I said then still applies. Right now, price is, I don't know. It's a tough call. I'm going to be zooming in on the lower time frames in a little bit, but let's go back to the 3-day. This red level here is the old 786 level. So basically, when price came down here and started its ascent back to test the old all-time high, that's a level where people took profit and maybe even positioned themselves short. So a kind of retest here for strong continuation play is what I want to see to be held. We can't hold it. It's going to open us up for downside, and I'm going to be cautious where that's going to be if that's the case. For now, the 3-day can still close bullish. Essentially, we managed to stay above this green line. And it did that in the previous 3-day candle, but right now it's still retesting its old lows. So I don't know, if we start breaking down, we're gonna, I could potentially see us come test. I could potentially come, this becomes a range. Let me grab a clean chart. 1 second. So we're going to be charting on Bitstamp now. On a 3-day, let's say this is the range high, and then I think this is probably the range low. It's pretty much like the deviation that happened below here. Then we can grab this tool, draw the middle of the range right there. It wouldn't be far-fetched, right? This is the kind of the range high from this accumulation pattern right here. Retest it, should be support. Must we break down here, then I'm pretty sure that it's going to test 44k. I should have, but I didn't. I was asleep, and I just decided to let my positions in. I should have hedged as price retested this region right here. What could be happening, and that's probably where I think we should really get bullish. So once we reclaim, if it manages to reclaim the gray box right here, then I think it's really, it has a chance, and this is just like some kind of fake out, and then continuation happens there. Lower time frames, just getting a little bit silly here. This right here is now a structure. If this doesn't hold right here, and we break this and don't reclaim this, then I'm pretty sure that we're in the scenario that I outlined right here. So to revisit the middle of the range, right? And technically, this is almost the middle of this range again, right? So green is the middle of the range. Let me make this dotted so we can EQ that. This to be on the right. Oh, okay. Like that. If we lose that, which I think on the hourly would require to lose the structure and lose this line, I think we're going to 50. And if we lose 50, I think price is gonna, maybe it's gonna hold around like, there's stops here. So if you rate these stops, come down here, reclaim it, maybe find some kind of low time frame structure to get in. That's, where to get in. For now, I think this is very possible to hold. The 3-day structure would then need to close above these candles here. And if that's the case, everything I said in previous videos still stands. Just taking a couple more days to actually reach it. But then we're going to probably be claiming $61,250, which opens us up for this range. And within this range, I think that 69 and 73 are key levels to have some frothing around. And same applies as, like I said last time, is if we actually claim this diagonal, things are going to get very dirty very quickly. And that is if you like dirty and being long, right? So I think that kind of summarizes my views. It's kind of shaky on the lower time frames right now want to see a reaction. If we can't see a reaction, I'll probably be cutting everything I have, or at least trim off more exposure to make sure that I don't get hurt too much. Sorry, I had to take a sip of beer. It's Wednesday, and we're going to be having a little bit of a voting celebration because the voting for the government is happening today in the Netherlands. I think that's it. This thing is going to the moon, but that's not what I'm trying to show here. ETH BTC, where are you? I really hope that we're going to see some action from ETH, because that, I think in general, that would be a sign of strength across the entire market. ETH BTC has been selling off for, well, almost a month and a half now, and it would be nice just to see that alongside Bitcoin showing some strength. I don't really think I have a play right here. Personally, I still hope to see something like this, at least a sweep of these lows. This is kind of a weird spot, in my opinion, to want to do it. If we manage to get up here and then reclaim it, that's where potentially we'll have to reevaluate the low time frames. And Litecoin just hasn't been doing it. So I think I need to find some new interesting altcoins that we can look at, that we can discuss, because these majors just don't have been providing any alpha, unfortunately. And tonight, important thing, Federal Reserve meeting. Whatever they decide to do to monetary policy and stimulating the economy will have a lot of impact on how big monies are positioning themselves. If they extend certain measures that they've introduced to make sure that liquidity keeps flowing, I think that's enough for a bullish continuation on any market. Well, not any market, but probably equities and Bitcoin. If not, I think bonds will keep flying, bond yields will keep flying, and we got a bit of an issue on Bitcoin. Not really sure how Bitcoin is going to react to it, but it's probably, it's anticipated that it's not a good thing for Bitcoin. So we better hope they extend the SLR changes they've made, or exemptions they've made for banks, if we want to have some proper bullish price action on Bitcoin. And in the S&P 500, it made new all-time highs. It's still in this kind of let's see, S&P 500 right here. It's still in this channel of fear I've posted on Twitter, and as long as it's in this channel of fear, I'm scared too, to be honest. I'd be scared if we actually do something like this too, because how long is that going to keep up? But doesn't look too bad for the S&P 500. It rated the highs right here, right now. Market has opened, and we're down 0.5%. If legacy markets shit the bed, obviously I think it's logical for Bitcoin to follow. Bitcoin on its own is not going to beat every and all markets if there's like a move to the dollar. For now, the dollar is looking, you could say that it's at resistance, but if it's going to continue, it could probably go all the way up to like 94. So it's probably not the best thing for Bitcoin. So let's see, this chart shows it pretty clearly. I want to see Bitcoin back above here. And if not, this is a deviation, rejection, and Bitcoin is going to retrace, bleed, chop for a while, and it's probably a good idea to get yourself some protection. Well, now I think that, I don't know, this 3-day candle, and that's the last thing I'll probably say, started today. So there's 2 more days on it. to see what it's going to do. I really hope it's going to push us up, but I'll probably try and keep you updated on Twitter if I see some real concerns. And not really sure if I'm going to be blindly betting this position or just wait and see until it gives us any strength. I think that's it. And I hope it was clear, logical, and I hope to speak to you on Sunday. Peace.